at my parents'. Happy Saturday, everyone. We are making a baby blanket tonight. So let's just dig everything out of my bag. 5mm. Apologies if the lighting isn't the best. I left my ring light back at my house. So, doing this the old-fashioned way here. Also, pardon the dull roar of the space heater. It's really cold down here. So, making a baby blanket tonight. Woohoo! Hope y'all are doing well. We're using yarn Lion Brand ice cream and a Michael's brand house brand DK white yarn. I think this is called the Modern Granny Square. It's kind of like a block stitch, but the granny stitch. It's pretty. So, yeah, all that good stuff. I actually got a video out on time today. Hi! Hello, everyone! It seems everybody's been switched to their usernames instead of regular names. So, you may have to remind me who you are if you're a regular here, because I only know your names, not your handles. Well, Mom, I know you're you, because... Mom. So, yes, happy Saturday evening, everyone. I did literally nothing today. Like, I didn't even crochet. I edited a video, posted the video, took a nap, and doom scrolled on my phone. It's literally all I did today. Then I realized, I should go live and stop being so lazy. Literally just doom scrolled and napped on and off all day. Which is kind of nice, but I've got stuff I need to do. Have a market coming up soon that I need to prepare for. Vlogs that need to be filmed and presents that need to be crocheted because everybody's getting handmade out of the stash this year because I'm broke. I got bills to pay. So, don't forget to double tap the screen to like the live. Hit that subscribe button. Hi, Rocky. So y'all can tell, I'm back at my parents' house for the weekend. The kitties are here. It's my weekend with the cats. I have custody for the weekend. Guinness and Zuzu are asleep somewhere, but I turned on my space heater, so they'll probably be down any minute. I hope. Need a good cuddle with my kitties. And yes, I'm wearing Tinkerbell pants. I'm in my pajamas. Pretend it's a crochet pajama party again. I don't know, man. I've been a hot mess this week. Tired, hot mess. But, oh well. It's almost Thanksgiving. And I'm off of my day job for a week for Thanksgiving, which is really, really nice. Because I need a break. And all that jazz. I posted my How Many Scrunchies rematch video today. Edited it this morning. And posted it all in the same day, because I'm in the disaster. I'm a disaster human right now. Absolute just disaster human. We've embraced the full ADHD gremlin mode. I'm a very tired ADHD gremlin right now. Just it gets dark so early, which makes me tired. I moved. And I'm still settling in. This is not the new space. If you're just tuning in, I'm visiting my parents for the weekend. But the video I posted today was the first video filmed entirely in the new house. Now here I am back at the old one. It feels weird being back because, like, all my stuff is gone. Well, most of my stuff, not all my stuff. Most of my stuff is gone. Because I moved out, so it's like, I'm here and I'm like, where's my stuff? Oh yeah, I moved. I don't live here anymore. But where's my stuff? It's at my house. Which is admittedly not far away. I only moved like one zip code over, so. Well, not really just one zip code over. A couple zip codes over, but. I moved just enough zip codes that it's probably gonna be a little annoying on my taxes this year. Ugh, that reminds me, I have to send a letter. Living there less than a month, and I get a letter from the water company like, "Hi, we're petitioning to raise our rates. If you have a complaint about it, you can send it to this address." And I'm like, oh, you best believe I will be sending you a complaint about it. Double-sided, 100 pages. And I'm going to get all my neighbors to send you a complaint. 100 pages, double-sided, single space, Times New Roman, size 12. Do they still use Times New Roman in school? I know when I was in high school and college, it was like, you have to use size 12 Times New Roman, or we're going to break your kneecaps. But, like, I hear that that's not, like, the norm anymore, and I'm like, what? So. And something about it's now a premium font on some places, and I'm like, my God. This is the bad place. chat, how y'all doing tonight? Did y'all have a good week? I love how I said I was going to be going back to doing weeknight live streams, and then I didn't. Because I'm a bad YouTuber. Whatever. But yeah, that reminds me. Chat, don't let me forget. I need to write an angry letter to my water company complaining about the proposed rate changes. Because if enough people complain, they won't do it. And I mean, yes, my rate would only be going up by about $10 a month, but it's the principle of the matter. You know, I'm lucky to be able to eat that cost, but the area I moved to is fairly low income, so there's probably most people there won't be able to afford to eat that cost, or it'll just put more unnecessary strain. So, like, I know you want to raise the rates because you want to do infrastructure improvements, but, like, they put the list of the proposed infrastructure improvements, and none of them are in the area I moved to. So I'm like, why are you raising our rates? Go raise the rates of the people where you're improving the infrastructure. Or, you know, maybe cut the salaries of your C-suite people. I don't know. Look at me complaining about local politics again. God dang it, I'm getting old. Oh well. So I'm working on a baby blanket right now for a little boy in my class. He's turning 1 in a couple weeks, so... And all the babies in my class get a gift for their first birthday, so... He's getting a blanket because he's a little blanky boy. He loves to be cozy. And when I finish this baby blanket, I gotta start working on Christmas presents. Because, like I said, not too long ago, everybody's getting handmade this year because I'm broke. I haven't bought yarn since August. I mean, I have a nice healthy size stash, so it's okay, but Hirschner's just keep sending me catalogs and all these pretty colors, and I just want all of them. Who's jumping on what? So. Anyway, has anybody been chatting at all, or is it just... Hi, I have not seen chat at all. Hello. It only is just now coming through. I'm sorry, though. Okay, yeah, I'm sorry. I have not seen chat coming through. It hasn't been coming in. Yes, I see you all. I see everybody. Hey there from California. Hello from Pennsylvania. Focus inwardly and trust in the sinless. I am religious, but please no religion in the chat. No weird religion in the chat. But yes. Sorry, I don't know why chat wasn't going through, guys. But hello, Aaliyah. Hello, Lydia. Hi, Mom. Hi, everybody that's here. I'm sorry. Yes, you want me to... Yeah, go ahead. Yes, I'm religious, but let's keep the religious weirdos out of here. They're killing my vibe. Don't kill my vibe. Vibe's already kind of off lately. Homeownership has unlocked a new level of OCD neuroses I did not think possible with the amount of medication I'm on. I went completely nuts the other evening because I thought I heard water running and I was crawling around through the access panels convinced there was a leak in my house and oh no. Chat, it was the coffee maker. Better living through pharmaceuticals. Yup. But yes, chat. I was convinced there was a water leak in my house. I was crawling around trying to find it, opening up the plumbing access panels and sticking flashlights up there under the sinks. It was the coffee maker making the water running noise. I was just so amped up that, oh my god, my brand new house is gonna break. And then I decided to cut back on the caffeine intake because I have really upped my caffeine intake since I moved and realized, this is probably part of the problem. Because usually I have 1 cup of coffee a morning and I've been having like 2 or 3. Since I'm driving, I'll make like 1 big mug. And then I'll put one in a travel mug for the drive to work. And then I'll have another one when I get to work. And sitting here realizing, maybe that's too much. No, Rocky. No. I said no. Good boy, Rocky. Yes, play with the box. But the hose got left on. It turned out to be a rattlesnake on the porch. Ah! Yeah, I don't know. Sometimes it shows me chat. It's been being annoying. Rattlesnake. Honestly, I would prefer a rattlesnake over the water leak. Because, like, a snake, you can just shoo it away. The snake will go away, the water leak. The snake will go away for free. I'll put it that way. I don't have to pay the snake to leave. So. Hi, Rocky. Yep, Rocky's got his cardboard box. He's happy. Yeah, count his blessings. Yup. All I can say is now that I own a house, I can understand some of my father's weirdness. You freely make the presents on here, or do your family members watch a video? Oh, my family members do watch the videos, but, like, I can make the stuff. I just don't have to say who it's for. I've made presents on video before. I just don't tell people who's getting what. Or they already know what they're getting because it's something they asked for. Hi, Rocky. Here's the rock star. He's here. Yes, my Rocky. So. But yeah. You love crochet. I do too. Thank you. I've got a list of projects I want to work on because I'm off work for a week for Thanksgiving. Woohoo. Took a week off. Said, listen, I just need a week where nobody's getting married, nobody's dying, I don't have to do anything. So I took a week off work. And I have a list of projects I'm going to work on. Try and get caught up on YouTube. I finally posted a short for the first time in like forever, earlier this week. I have a new whip drawer at my house where I store everything that needs ends woven in. Or just whips in general. It's a lot bigger, so I can actually put whips in general in there. But, like, I want to make myself another Christmas sweater. I have some projects for Christmas presents I gotta make. Got market prepping to do. Since I have a holiday market in December, like right when I get back from Thanksgiving break, I get to turn around and go do a weekend market. Oh, well, teaching during the worst time of year to be a teacher. Well, second worst. Worst time of year is when you're really close to the end of the school year and everybody's done. Second worst is when everybody's just ready for winter break and the holidays and all the children are just ah! Yeah. Then I got a tutorial I need to film at some point. Crocheting is calming. Yes! Crocheting is calming. Weaving in the ends and market prepping is not calming. But we shall survive somehow. Tutorial, yes, I gotta figure out what I'm gonna do for my next tutorial. That's gotta come out in 2 weeks. I need to film it sometime while I'm on vacation. I think I'm gonna do a different kind of Vlogmas this year, because I was thinking of doing Vlogmas, but just haven't. Wasn't anticipating moving, so. But I remember back over the summer, Aaliyah suggested, since I'm Orthodox, I do Vlogmas from, like, Sarah sent her thanks for the well wishes. She had an earworm live sale. Oh, good. I'm glad she's okay. And I'm glad she's live again. Since I'm on vacation this week, if she goes live at night, I might be able to catch it. And be like, guess who's back? It's me. Sorry, I don't get to go to lives very much anymore because I wake up at 5:30 in the morning. So by the time, like, she's going live, I've been, like, conked out for a couple hours at that point. But, yeah, traditional Vlogmas is not going to happen this year. Instead, I'm probably going to do Orthodox Vlogmas, like Aaliyah suggested, in a live back during the summer. Where I do, like, a vlog every day leading up to Orthodox Christmas. From, like, New Year's Day to Orthodox Christmas. And that's only 7 days. So I think I can do that. So we'll probably do Orthodox Vlogmas. Which makes sense because I am Eastern Orthodox. So Christmas is actually in January. Hi, Guinness. But the rest of my family is Catholic, so 2 Christmases. Which is always fun. Hi, Guinness. My black cat is here. Ugh! My ankles are showing. I have ankles. God, I wore quote-unquote shorts to work once this summer. They were, like, just below the knee, because normally I wear ankle-length pants all the time. I wore shorts to just below the knee, and everybody was like, you have legs. I'm like, yeah, it's hot out. Yeah. Everyone's like, oh my gosh, you have ankles. You have legs. I'm like, yes, I do. It's hot out. And that's not a religious thing for me. That's just kind of... I've always been fairly modest. Even before I switched religions to one that's like, yes, modesty. Well, I was Catholic growing up, which was kind of into the modesty thing, but... yeah. But, like, if it's hot out, I will put on a pair of shorter pants. I won't wear full-on shorts. Just because I'm so pale, I would blind everybody. Even the babies were coming up to me and, like, poking my leg, like... It was hilarious. But, yeah, I have ankles. The horror. Can you talk about the quilt behind you? Yes! This was made by my grandmother back in the 70s. She was a prolific crocheter to kind of deal with her anxiety as long as she kept her hands busy. She would be okay. Hi, Guinness. This is Guinness, my black cat, if you're new here. He is my son, my pride and joy, my baby. He's got claws. And yeah. And fun fact, she made that blanket out of Red Heart Super Saver. In the 70s, so that's like a 50-plus-year-old blanket. And it still looks great. Which is why we don't do Red Heart slander in this house. There was a spider on me, guys! There was a spider! Guinness, go get it. Good boy. Good Guinness. Disgusting, but good Guinness. He ate it. He killed it and ate it. He protected his mama. Good goodness. Good boy. I'm gonna be itching the rest of the night now. If you're just joining us, hi, there was a spider on me. Gorgeous what you're using now. Right now, I'm using, I can't remember the colorway, but this is Lion Brand Ice Cream Big Scoop. And this is just generic loops and threads from Michael's DK white acrylic. Oh, I don't like that. I don't like that at all. Yes, but this is, yes, Lion Brand Big Scoop and generic loops and threads white acrylic. I know that's white. I can't remember what the color of the ice cream is, or the colorway name, but I'm pretty sure you can find it on Lion Brand's website. But it's a nice big honkin' skein of very nice DK weight yarn, so I like it. It's really good for baby blankets. And it holds up really well in the wash. So. Holt cotton and those are stiff. Yeah, some cottons can be so stiff. But like the really stiff cottons have their purpose that are really good. Like they make great stuff for the kitchen, which, being the incredibly cheap individual that I am, I'm like, why buy like pan protectors and hand towels when I can just make them? Next on the list of things I need to make for my house are placemats. I need placemats. Also, I need bar stools too, so I actually have somewhere to sit, because there's no dining room in my house because it's so small. There's like a little mahogany bar counter, and that's like the dining room table. So I need to get bar stools, because I've been sitting in the living room in my chair in the living room with a folding TV tray table. If I don't stand at the bar table, just because I ain't got any room for a dining room table. And I still need more shelves for the yarn room, but it's a journey, not a destination. It can happen slowly, it's fine. The house is livable and quite cozy and comfortable. And I'm still getting so many scam letters that are like, to remain in compliance with your mortgage, you need to purchase this extended home warranty. And I'm like, but my house is at least 150 years old. There are no warranties that will cover anything in that place anymore. Also, you don't need a warranty to remain in compliance with a mortgage. You have to have insurance, and you have to buy that prior to closing. So get out of here with these scams. You can't have my money. But yeah, every day I get home and open up my mailbox, and it's like all these scam letters, and I'm like, I hate that buying a house is public record. Because now all these scammers are just sending like, you're out of compliance with your mortgage because you haven't purchased this warranty. I'm like, funny, I thought my mortgage company would have mailed me about that, not some random letter in an unmarked envelope with no business information on it whatsoever. Oh, I got one that was like, you need to pay this title transfer tax before we can release the deed to you. And I'm like, you pay that at closing. They're really counting on people just not paying attention. Because not only did I already pay that title transfer everything, that's all paid at closing, they make you sit there and review a bunch of documents and scam documents so that you don't fall for these scams, and yet it keeps happening, and I'm like, ugh. Omaha Steaks coupon that looks like a letter. I've been getting a lot of Boscov's flyers in the mail. And the locally owned grocery store sends out coupons in the mail every Friday, so part of the small local paper everybody gets every Friday. Usually comes with bundles of coupons from local stores. And you can shop their weekly deals and stuff. Do you like steak? Just don't want to cook it. Yep, I get it. I get it. I just don't want to pay for I like steak, I just don't want to pay for it. Like I've said many, many times, I'm cheap. But yeah. I've also been getting stuff from local garbage pickup companies because apparently out there it's the opposite. Here, where my parents are, the township picks the garbage contractor everybody has to pay and everything. Whereas out where I moved, you pick personally your garbage contractor. Like, it's not dictated by anything. You can just call up a random company and be like, hey, let's have a contract. And I've been getting a bunch of them in the contract. Be like, hey, you want to pay $25 a month and we'll pick up your garbage? There's like 5 of them out there. It's hilarious. But no, I don't feel like paying for a trash pickup. Because again, I'm really cheap. So you know what I do? I come back to my parents' house every Friday and toss my garbage in their trash. Because I ain't paying $38 a month when I have free options around me. So, hey, said I was cheap. But yeah, this blanket has been coming along really nicely. I've been working on it off and on throughout the week. I've admittedly not been getting a lot of crocheting done. It was parent-teacher conference week at school too, so like I was at work late a bunch of days. And I won't get the overtime pay for it because we had a 2-hour delay one morning. So now those 2 hours that I spent out extra overtime will actually just be counted as regular work because we missed those 2 hours. And I'm just like, I wanted that $50. Oh well. But parent-teacher conference time season is over once again until the springtime. I'm free. It was kind of funny because, of course, the only parents that signed up for conferences this year were like the biggest talker parents. So like each conference is supposed to take about 15 to 20 minutes. And all the conferences I had this year went for, the shortest one lasted an hour. And I'm just like, ugh. I'm like, yes, I work with babies. What do you have to talk? Why do you spend an hour with a parent-teacher conference with babies? You'd be surprised. But we had a good time. And it's over and done with until spring, so, woo, I'm free! What more did you talk about with a small child? I know, yeah. Well, a lot of them had questions, because a lot of them, all the conferences I had, the parents were big talkers, and it was also, like, their firstborn child. So a lot of them were like, okay, what are the next steps? And that's where we kind of got stuck. A lot of the time was they had a lot of questions about what the future was going to hold. What does the normal developmental process look like? All that stuff. Like, what are the next milestones? What's it going to look like? What do we do now? How do we not traumatize our child beyond repair? So, yeah, so then it's like, oh boy. Which, I mean, yeah, I'm happy to answer those questions, especially for nervous first-time parents, because it's either they can either hear all the information from me, an expert in the field, or they'll get sucked into the spiral of Facebook mommy bloggers that do all the guilting and shaming and anxiety spiraling. Yeah. Well, pediatricians are actually more on the medical side of things. They don't... There's things that more you would ask their teacher than you would ask a doctor. So pediatricians are actually pretty surprisingly limited. Like, pediatrician, you could ask, okay, what should I be feeding my child? Me, you ask, how do I make my child eat this? Like, what are the tricks to get my child to eat their vegetables? To which I say, get a blender, make some spaghetti, get a can of sauce, put it in the blender, put some very finely chopped vegetables in the blender, and then blend it. Also season your food. I almost swore there. I was like, how do I get my kid to eat the vegetables? Well, don't just microwave it. Put some salt and pepper on it. Make them tasty and they'll eat them. And plus, there's two camps of children. There's berry toddlers and there's cheese toddlers. Pray that you get a cheese toddler, because cheese is a lot cheaper than berries. So... And they also had a lot of questions about screen time because their pediatricians were like, no screen time. And they're like, okay, well, what are you seeing and what do you recommend? Because it's inevitable. I say, well, they don't get their own iPad until they're like a teenager. And like, a little bit of TV is fine. I know I had one that was saying she was really worried because the baby like constantly wanted the remote and they didn't let baby watch TV at all, but the kid constantly wanted the remote. And then they're like, I'm just worried they're going to get addicted to screens. And I'm like, they don't want to watch the TV. They want to push the buttons on the remote. That's fine. They don't have a connection between the remote and the TV yet. They just want the buttons. Kids love buttons. Something with buttons that lights up, golden. So... yeah. Yeah, well, not all Fisher Price. You gotta know what to look for. Which is, again, kind of where people like me come in. They're like, okay, toys for the kids, but not all toys are made equal. What toys should you be getting them? And I say, any, like, single-purpose toy? No. Get them open-ended stuff that makes them think. Makes them use their brains. I mean, like the little phones and remotes. Oh yeah, those are great too. Though I actually, in my classroom, I actually have an old landline phone that I took all the batteries and wires out of, all the choking hazards out of, and put back together, and they love it. Yeah, standard toys. Blocks. Ball drop toys. Shape sorters. Stacking rings. Kitchen sets. Anything that makes them think. Nothing that feeds them what to do. Anything that stimulates their imagination, and also let them be bored out of their skulls every once in a while. It's good for them. But yeah. So that was today's lesson on child development from your friendly preschool teacher slash baby, not preschool, from your friendly baby teacher slash crochet fiber artist YouTube person. Don't ask me anything about anybody over the age of 18 months, though. I can't help you there. Oh, goodness. Nope, this is still going along nicely. Kind of want to make like a twin-size bed blanket out of this yarn. It's really pretty. I like it. You don't have to ask me things like that. You never know. Someone else in the chat might. But, yeah. To any parents watching, my biggest piece of advice to get your kids to eat your vegetables is hide it in spaghetti sauce. Get like a tub of carrot baby food and mix it in with the pasta sauce. And then get like the protein pasta or something, or the pasta made out of lentils, and boom, there you go, veggies in pasta. And they won't know you tricked them. Oh my goodness. So chat, who's excited for Thanksgiving? I can't wait to stuff my face with turkey. Just put myself into a food coma. We're doing it catered this year since my uncle passed away, and he was always the one that made dinner, and none of us can really psychologically handle anybody else making dinner this year, because it's been less than a month, honestly. So we're going to an all-you-can-eat buffet. Goblin invasion, a 5-month-old, a 3-year-old, and a 7-year-old. Oh, baby, I love 5-month-olds. 3 and 7, yes, hide. But 5-month-old, oh, I love babies. See, I like them when they're really little. I know a lot of people are like, oh, I don't like the tiny baby stage. That's my favorite stage. I think my favorite age is 4 months. Because they're just running on vibes at that point. But they're not as breakable. And that's usually the age they discover they have hands. You need the hugging. You want a good cuddle? Cuddle a 5-month-old. As long as they're not colicky. Then you'll go deaf. Guess we're doing an all-you-can-eat buffet for Thanksgiving this year. I told my aunt she needs to bring a wheelbarrow to get me out of there. Love a good all-you-can-eat buffet. We used to have a really good all-you-could-eat Asian fusion buffet in my town. They closed pre-COVID while I was away. They closed, no, yeah, pre-COVID while I was away at college. It was a long time. It was over 10 years ago at this point that they closed. Oh my gosh, I'm old. I miss them because it was like if you were on the Asian continent, they had your culture's food. So they had Chinese food, Japanese food, Korean food, Indian food, Middle Eastern food, Central Asian food, Mongolian food, Southeast Asian food, Vietnamese food, Indonesian food, Filipino food. If you were on the continent of Asia, they had your food. It was just $20 all you can eat. And when I was a teenager, I could demolish that place. It's my favorite place to go. And my parents would have to be like, okay, it's time to go now. I'm like, no, I'm still eating. Gotta get through the continent. I'm still working my way through the continent. And I miss it because it was so good. And there was like a hibachi grill, so you could grab your ingredients and bring it up, and a hibachi chef would cook it for you and give it back to you. And I was like, oh. And an endless sushi bar and all that for $20. And a lot of people came with teenagers and college students. Because no one eats like teenagers and college students. I could put it away when I was a teenager, my goodness. But yeah. I want to eat my weight in turkey and mashed potatoes. And forget about the world. And all that delicious, lovely stuff. Thanksgiving is my favorite holiday. All my favorite holidays are like the big eating holidays. It's like Thanksgiving, Christmas. Even as a kid, everyone was like, oh, are you excited about all the presents for Christmas? I'm like, no, I want the food. So I'm half Italian, half Finnish. So Christmas Eve we did the Feast of the Seven Fishes with like pasta and salad and fishes and soups and breads and desserts. And then we did Finnish Christmas dinner on Christmas Day with like the big ham with sweet mustard, and it was just ugh. Delicious. Even as a kid, I was like, Santa, who's that? I want the food. Give me that ham. Presents, yes, that's nice. I was always more excited about the food. I was like, yes, these gifts are nice. Where's the ham? Where's my pea soup? Where's my ham? And then pigging out on cookies afterwards. Now I'm hungry again. Dang it. Ugh. Hey! Welcome to the party. We've been live, just for about an hour now. Snafu at the beginning when I couldn't see a chat wasn't coming in. Cookies always hit the spot. Yas! I know, I can't wait for cookies this year. I want to be in a coma by the end of the holiday season. want to be taken out of the buffet, all-you-can-eat buffet in a wheelbarrow. So. All that good stuff. Ugh, what time is it anyway? Oh, gosh. I slept on and off literally all day. Why am I tired? Getting cold there yet? Yeah, it's been pretty cold. I'm at my parents' and I've got my space heater going. I mean, I've been running the electric fireplace at my house to kind of help the oil tank so I don't have to use as much oil. Because oil costs a lot. It has been good to visit the cats. They've been around. We've been cuddling a lot of the day. I think Guinness and Rocky and Zuzu, they're all upstairs right now. But it's been nice to visit with them. I mean, I come home pretty much every weekend. Since I don't feel like paying for trash pickup, I come home on weekends to like throw out all my trash and my recycling and stuff. Spend some time with my family and then head back to my house. Speaking of heat, that reminds me, I gotta get a kerosene can. My oil company told me in an emergency if I run out of oil, but they can't get to me to put kerosene in the tank. And they said every winter just stock up on a little bit of kerosene. Just in case I run dry, because I do have a smaller tank than what is typical for my house. A house my size. Hi, welcome to the live. I do hope you're having a good evening. Can I just store some of the oil? Yeah. Well, I can buy to fill up the tank in the spring. But the kerosene, they say, is for, like, emergencies. Like, it's a blizzard, it's cold, you run out of oil, and they can't get a truck out because it's a blizzard. And they said kerosene's actually more expensive than heating oil, but it'll help you survive a couple days until a oil truck can come get you. I also need to get a gas can because my dad, I think, is giving me one of his generators. Just in case. Oh, I found a really good solar generator online that I kind of want to invest in. Because solar is infinitely cheaper than gas or kerosene or diesel. I think my tank has diesel burning, heating oil, and kerosene burning capabilities. I'm lucky that it's an interior tank, so I don't have to pay for the special anti-freezing oil. It's inside and the basement's really well insulated, so I can get just straight oil instead of the winterized blend. All these things I've learned. Proper generator is nice. Could be a proper switch over. Yeah, I know. I would love to get like a whole house generator or something like that, just in case. I think the one my dad has that would give me, it's just a standard stick it outside, run an extension cord generator. But if I could get one of those big Generac generators that just switches over, kind of like what we have at my job. We've got these giant generators that can go for days. We found that out because the area got hit by a really, really bad storm. You remember I get sore from crocheting? Not really too much. Depends on the yarn I'm working with. If I'm working with like a really thick or really stiff yarn, it'll hurt. But if I keep my tension runs very loose because I don't have a lot of strength in my hand. So tension runs loose, so I'm not holding those muscles very much. And I work with pretty stretchy acrylic yarns mostly, nothing that's too stiff. But if I do work with like really thick arms where I have to move my shoulder a lot, it doesn't hurt as much. I've managed to perfect it that I'm mostly just moving the ridge. Nice, probably generator. And what starts it end up going bad by there. Yeah, that would be nice. Something like that. 50 amp. I think I have 100 amp electricity right now at my house. I want to upgrade that to 300 or 400. Because I do eventually want to switch to electric heat. But I only have 100 amp service at the moment. And I want to get a tankless hot water heater. Which, in and of itself, needs like a whole 100 amps just to itself. And that's for more money. Yeah, it is. I hate it. The enshittification of technology ruining our lives. But yeah, we have a giant generator at my job, and we found that out because there was a really bad storm this summer that parts of town were out of power for almost a week. And my school was in the part of town that was supposed to be out of power. But because of the really, really big generator, we were fine. You sell your blankets. I do not sell my blankets. I sell pretty much everything else I make. Blankets are just, it would be cost ineffective for me to sell them. Just because a blanket is so much work, I would have to charge like $500 for a good big blanket. And then God knows how much on shipping. I mean, I don't even really make big blankets. The big one I made was for my brother's wedding gift. I only ever really make small baby blankets. I don't know. I've thought of making baby blankets just to kind of sell, but I kind of need to know the baby to make a blanket. I feel very uninspired if I'm making just a generic baby blanket. Whereas the little guy I'm making this for, this is totally his vibe. I don't know. I might make some to sell at a later time when I start doing craft shows more again next year. Because I only did the one earlier this summer, and then I'm doing one at Christmas. Normally I do at least 4 or 5, but between my brother getting married and buying a house, I just did not have the time or the money. And the one I did do over the summer, I kind of inadvertently ended up in because I always do that one. I hadn't applied, and then they contacted me like, hey, we figured you just forgot, so we've already got you down to come. And I was like, I was gonna save the money. And they're like, oh no, that's fine, we'll give you this one. But you always come, so you have a spot here, so you should come. And I was like, well, okay. And then the other big one, they lowered their booth fee, so I was like, alright, fine, I guess I'm doing some craft shows this year. I was gonna take a year off because didn't want to bite off more I can chew, but here we are. Burning the candle at both ends and holding a lighter to the middle of it. No, next year shouldn't be as crazy. My brother's married and I bought the house. Next big milestone in family life is my dad is retiring next year, but I don't have to do anything for that, so I just gotta get him like a funny card or something. Because since I moved out, he realized, oh wait, I'm not obligated to do any kind of support for my children at all anymore. I can retire now. It's like, and I was like, well, I mean, you could have retired before I moved out because I was already paying for all my own stuff. But I have my own car insurance. Obviously, his rate went up after he kicked me off and I got my own. He was mad about it. So, ha 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 ha. Ugh, 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 ugh. But like, yeah, I pay all my own bills now. Instead of just some of them, now I'm paying all of them. So. Well, it went up because he's an older man with a big fancy truck in his 60s. Whereas it was lower because I'm a middle-aged woman with a good driving record in a boring practical car. Whereas he's an older man that has hit deer multiple times in his life. So my stellar driving record is no longer supporting him. I was carrying that man. And he lost the multi-car discount, so It's like, sorry, dude. Apparently, white women pay less car insurance than men. Excuse me. The one insurance that is allowed to discriminate. And my mom doesn't drive anymore, so he had dropped her from the policy because she doesn't have her license anymore. And then they dropped me from the policy and it went up. So is it good to be around people again? It's fine. I don't know, I've always been a very solitary person. Like, I lived alone all through college. Had an insane roommate that I kept telling student housing about that she was a problem. And then she became a bigger problem, and I went, well, in exchange for not suing you, give me a single dorm. And they gave me a single dorm, and then I got that single dorm all 4 years. At the same rate I would have paid for a standard dorm. School in the basement, yes. Yep, I've always been a basement-dwelling gremlin. So, like, moving out to my house was actually really nice. It's like, all alone now. You know, my one friend always joked that I could be put in solitary confinement and the guards would be the one going insane because I would be fine. Time. It's very nice, especially since I work a job where I've just constantly got somebody hanging off of me. Someone always needs something. Child and adult. So it's nice to go home and be like, nobody needs anything from me. I can just sit. No one needs me, nobody's touching me, nobody's oozing. Because it's cold season at work, so the babies have been extra gooey. Extra gooey and slobbery and sneezy and... God, one of them bit me on Friday. And another one just keeps licking me. So... strange little children. Because there's this little 8-month-old girl in my class that's just incredibly attached to me. Since day one, she's been like, that's my person. I only want that person. Like, if I sit down in the play area, she just will zoom right up to me and, like, she'll literally crawl up my shirt. And I'm like, dude. Like, the level of attachment this kid has to me. Her mom can't do drop-off in the morning because then she feels really bad mom guilt. Seeing just how excited this little girl is to see me. And then she's like, oh, I don't spend enough time with my kid. And I'm like, no, it's not that. Babies are just... do be that way sometimes. So, Dad does all the drop-offs because Mom just is like, my baby doesn't like me. And I'm like, I've seen you pick up. That child loves you. You're her mother. She loves you so much. I'm chopped liver when Mom walks in the room. Like, yeah, all that level of attachment. But when as soon as she sees her mom, she's like, go away. I don't need you anymore, Miss Gracie. But, yeah, she just kept licking me. On Friday, it was very weird. She'd just be playing and she'd just come up and start licking my arm. I think she's trying to give kisses, but she doesn't know how, so she just... And she's teething, so she's extra slobbery, so it's just... ooze. Goo. And then I'm like, girly pop, please. I gotta go see family soon. Please don't make me sick. Well, I know she works long hours. She works long hours, and according to Dad, she spends a lot of time reading mom blogs. And then she just feels really guilty. But then she has to go to work. And like all the mom blogs tell her, oh, if your child should only be this attached to you. And I mean, when we've talked, I've told her, get off the mom blogs. They're not good for you. And also, the love of a baby is not a finite resource. They can have super attachments to many people. And also, I'm chopped liver when Mom is in the room, so I promise you're doing fine. Your kid loves you very much. Yeah. As for the baby licking me, she's 8 months old. Can't really tell an 8-month-old to stop licking you. But, yeah. I mean, I'm not afraid to tell the parents of the babies in my class, like, get off the internet. Most of these mommy bloggers are just trying to sell you something, so don't. Just don't. You need to play with kids' toys. Yeah. I mean, mine are pretty little right now. The oldest, I think, just turned 13 months. The oldest baby in my class. Most of them are currently at the 7-8 month mark. Very cute, very fun, very slobbery. This blanket's for one of the little boys. He's turning 1 in about 2 weeks. I always make my babies a birthday present. And I got a lot of cute babies that I gotta make presents for. We've got 2 babies turning 1 in December. 2 turning 1 in January. money in childcare is not very good. Also, mom's a pharmacist, so... Mom is a pharmacist and the main breadwinner in the family, so she can't really change jobs. And it's not all just having fun playing with cute babies. There's all the other nonsense that comes with it. The constant child development trainings and... bleh. And constant trainings that you have to take and retake that I'm sitting here like, I can teach this course. Why do I have to keep taking it? I think after a certain number of years I should be exempted because it hasn't been updated since like 1995. Yeah, 8 months old. Yeah, she's 8 months old. Just turned 8 months old like last week. You walking your little nephew around. Oh, how sweet. Or cousin or... And everybody wants to work in a baby room until they're actually in my room for a day. And then they're like, oh, this is actually awful. She's like, yeah, oh, take care of the baby. Keep the baby happy. Now there's 12 of them and they all need something at once. And they can't be reasoned with because they are babies. And sometimes all 12 of them are crying at once. Or they both two need something and you gotta pick which one has to wait, which one gets what they need first. It's a lot of... You have to be really good at making snap, 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 snap decision. You gotta triage within a split second. And then contagious. Once one gets fussy, they all get fussy. Yes. Especially on a full moon. When one gets upset, they all get upset. I mean, I've had people come into my room, like, all excited because they get to work in my room for a day. And then they leave crying halfway through the shift. Because part of a lot of it is you do have to tune out some of the crying to triage a situation. Hi, Guinness. How's my black cat? My sweet little black cat. Six solo without a helper. Yeah, I think in Pennsylvania it's 1 to 4. At least for when they're under 1, it's 1 to 4. 1 adult to 4 babies. And then I have I'd have 2 full-time co-teachers and 1 part-time co-teacher. So we have 12 babies. So they all start crying at once. Oh yeah. It's especially hard too if we have like a substitute in the room. Because then I also gotta be like, it's okay to let some of them just cry. Like the one that just exploded and needs a whole change of clothes is gonna take a bit of priority over the one that just wants to be held. So unfortunately, you're going to have to let the one that just wants to be held cry for a bit while you deal with the literal biohazard. Oh yeah, oh god, they're so disgusting. I had one once when I left on my lunch break. Room was fine, everything was nice and tidy, the babies were happy. I came back an hour later to from my break. Every single child was in there crying. The room was in shambles. According to my co-teachers, it stank to high heaven. And all the babies are like crying. All the windows were opened. Toys everywhere. And the culprit was this little newborn just laying wrapped up naked in a towel on the carpet while they were trying to find her some clothes. Everything was in chaos, and I was just like, what happened? And they were just like, this one exploded. It just kept exploding. Because she exploded, they got her up, they changed her, and as mid-change, she exploded again. And it was worse, so they took her to give her a little bath, and as they were bathing her, she exploded again. And it's funny because this little girl, she was done exploding, and she was just laying there waiting for her clothes, like, like this absolute furious look on her face. Wasn't even crying, just sitting there looking angry. And I laughed so hard because it was just, I was gone for 1 hour. And it was a day we had a sub in the room too, and the sub was just sitting there in the play area looking completely traumatized. And I'm like, yeah, that's newborns for you. I remember she just said, she's so cute. I'm like, yeah, the cutest ones get you like that. Yes! Yes, exactly. That's what it was. They let one loose in my classroom. Yeah, and the sub was just sitting there like horrified, and she had been so excited that morning that she got assigned to work in my room for the day, and she never asked to be in my room ever again after that. And I just said, hey, thank God there were multiple adults in the room when that happened, because I had something similar happen to me once when I was alone. It was me, and there were yeah, and they come in and I mean, we definitely had one once where even though I have no sense of smell, I was gagging, and we actually called the director to come in and take the trash out midday and be like, you gotta get this out of here, it's disgusting. Like, you know it's bad when even I'm sitting there like, because I have no sense of smell whatsoever, so I was like, what did you eat that it was so powerful that it was affecting me? But yeah, again, babies. Disgusting, adorable little creatures, but completely disgusting. So yeah, everybody thinks working in a baby room at a daycare is so fun. You need your biohazard certification. Yeah. Basically. It was so bad. Good thing, though, it was a nice day when that one baby went like that, so the windows were all open. I had it happen once when I was alone, and it was winter. And my eyes were watering. It was me, 3 babies, 1 exploded. And it also got over all the other babies. And it was winter, and I couldn't open the window to vent the room, and then a parent walked in, and I just looked at her and I'm like, you need to go. I can't right now. I need you to go. Adventures in being a baby room teacher. But then they look at you with those big sweet little eyes and curl in. Maybe as a sub, yeah. Maybe, yeah. Like I've said, it takes a very certain kind of person to be able to thrive in an infant room. You have to be very good at triaging. You have to have a strong stomach. But yeah, I love the little guys. They're all so cute and sweet. My goodness. Oh gosh. Oh, I hate this. I'm starting to yawn, so we're in the final countdown probably for this live. But then we're getting some cute. Oh yeah, no. I would not be able to sit still long enough. Yeah, I always knew desk work would never be for me. I know when I was in 4th grade, my teacher at the time told my parents she's either going to be a teacher or a lawyer, and you better pray that she picks teacher. And I didn't even go to school for teaching. I have a degree in creative writing and a background in editing. The only baby is your boss. Yeah. And that one you can't pick up and be like, I see you're really tired and cranky right now, so let's take a nap. Can't do that to a grown adult. Whereas with mine, if they're just super out of it, I just be like, alright, bed, go to bed. And that usually fixes it. It's like, alright, turn it off, turn it back on again. So that's usually what I do if the whole class is in chaos, but nobody really needs anything. Like, they've all been fed and changed, and they're not scared or hurt. I'm like, alright, we're just gonna put y'all in your cribs. Put y'all to sleep, and then they go to sleep, and then they're better again. So I'm like, yep, that was it. They were just all tired. But yeah, I would not be able to do desk work. Like, even like the desk work part of my job sucks because there's so many like screenings and paperwork I gotta fill out, and I'm like, this is awful. Turn them off, turn them back on again. Yup. And that works for babies too. Put them to bed, and when they wake up, usually they're a lot better. Just about everything is no. Yeah. Babies are hard. Everybody's like, oh, they're so cute. Yeah, but put 12 of them in a room together and you realize, oh. Yeah, like the parent-teacher conference part of my work, or the filling out the screenings and developmental paperwork and submitting the lesson plans. I'll be sitting there in the office doing that. I'm like, this is awful. Usually I bring one of the babies with me when I have to do that. Makes it a little more tolerable. I'll bring like one of the really teeny tiny ones, 3 months old, and have them sit and watch me working on the computer. And I'll just narrate everything to them. And then when the baby starts fussing, I'll be like, oh, well, can't do this right now. Gotta go take care of the baby. Bye. Yeah. Oh, gosh, I'm getting tired. Probably do a couple more rounds of this and then say goodnight. Because I'm getting tired. I want to curl up and go to bed. And yes, I know it's not even 9 o'clock yet, but I usually wake up at 5:30 in the morning. Because I work early shift. So, yeah. I think what we'll do is we'll finish this round. We'll do one more round of the block stitch, and then we'll say goodnight. So, let's finish this off. And go cuddle with my kitties and drink some water because I've been so dehydrated. Living with the newer style of furnace that I have. Because here at my parents' house, it's gas baseboard heat. Whereas at my house, it's oil burning heat vents, and it sucks all the moisture out of the air. Need to get a humidifier or something. Because it's just, I wake up and I'm like, I've been mummified. It gets so dry at my house. I had like a little bit of water left in a cup next to my bed when I went to sleep one night. And when I woke up the next morning, it had evaporated. Because it was so dry. So I need to get a humidifier. And I gotta think of what I want to do for warmer weather outdoor things. And I gotta get the electric hooked up in my shed. Ugh, all sorts of things. Oh, I'm stiff. I still have to get the mail. It's one habit I've already gotten out of since I moved, because my mailbox at my house is literally right next to the front door, because the mailman there is on foot. Whereas here at my parents', it's at the end of the driveway. So, like, when I'm here, I'm like, oh yeah, I gotta go all the way down to get the mail. Instead of just opening the box by my front door. Oh, excuse me. I want to get like an actual package delivery box so that when I get stuff, they can actually put packages inside the box. So, giving the cat a treat. Yes, we must give the cat a treat. It's vital that the cats get their treats. Cats need their treats. Which reminds me, I gotta hit the pet store at some point and get some. Oh, I said it out loud. I hear them coming. Oops. Yeah, I have some left I can give them before I go to sleep. They hear little tippy toes. Alright, chat, I'm getting really tired, so we might end it here after all. I'm also incredibly thirsty and dehydrated, so. Got a good bit done on this evening, so. Not all is lost. alas, I must go to sleep. So we'll probably finish this at some point on live this week. I mean, I gotta get it done this week because I gotta get it to the kids like next week. So, here we go. Here's tonight's progress so far. Did quite a few rounds. Skeins are still both holding steady. Yes, good blanket making weather. So, this is where we'll say goodnight. So thank you to everybody who came to the live. I'll probably go live some point next week. Since I'll be off work all week, so thanks again for coming. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the buttons, and I'll see y'all in the next one. So good night.